So the next item we'll be using is the Pathfinder tool. But before we do that, what we'll want to do is we'll want to copy these down. We'll be making 6 rows. So we'll go ahead and select all these tablets again. And remember, they're still grouped, so they should select pretty well. And then we're going to do a Control or Command C, Control V or Command V to paste. If we click on this edge when it says path, click and hold and drag up to our other tablets, we'll see that there's an intersecting line. Now, if you look at the middle of your screen, you'll see that they're not centered on one another. Move the tablets over until they're centered on the ones that are below it. See that? And then release. Let's paste again, Control V or Command V. Let's move our tablets to where they're centered on each other. Just try to get them as close as possible. The main thing is you want those lines to intersect. We'll do Control V again, or Command V. We'll move again. Do another Control V or Command V to copy those. Bring them down. One more row. So right now we've made 66 copies of these. The one issue that we have to address is that we cannot have what are called lines over lines. And that is, if we selected this item, you don't have to do this, but if you select this item and you move it out, you'll see that there technically is a line here and a line here that would overlap, and also for this side here and this side here, and for the bottom. We can't have that for the laser cutter because once it cuts once, it doesn't need to cut again. Having it cut a second time through a material can actually be an issue and a fire hazard. So we want to make sure we don't have any lines over lines. So I'm going to undo this by hitting Control Z or Command Z, depending on if you're using a PC or Mac, to put that back in place. Once I've done that, I want to go ahead and ungroup all of these cards. So I'm going to go to the bottom right, click and hold and drag over all of these tablets and release my mouse. We want to ungroup these. So somewhere on the line, not in a dead space, but on the path line or on one of the objects where you get anchor, right click and click on Ungroup. Our tablets have now been ungrouped. So you'll see that you can select individual items. The reason why we need to do that is because the lines over lines only occur with the magenta color. So we're now going to get rid of the lines over lines. 2 things we want to do first. We want to hide everything that's not magenta. In order to do that, we'll first select our circles, which is a dark blue color. We'll then go up to the top menu bar, click on Select, go over to Same, Stroke Color. You'll now see that all the blue circles have been selected. We want to hide these blue circles. Now, in order to hide them, you'll need to go up to the top menu, Object, Hide, Selection. They're just hidden right now. They're still there, but we just can't see them, nor will it impact our editing of our magenta lines. We want to do the same thing for the text, the yellow text. So we want to choose one letter, and then we want to go up to the top menu, go to Select, Same, Stroke Color. So it's identifying that all the yellow needs to be selected, all the yellow outlined items. In this case, it's the text. We want to hide this now. So we're going to go to Object, Hide, Selection. So now we are just left with all the magenta outlines. From there, we want to select all of our magenta colors. You can do it the same way we just selected everything else by selecting the same stroke, or you can go to the bottom right, click with your mouse and hold, and drag over everything to select. Now that we've done this, we can go to our Pathfinder tool. Now in the Pathfinder tool, there'll be an area that talks about outline. So let's go to our Pathfinder tool here. We're in the Align menu. Now we want to click on the tab that says Pathfinder. Now we want to find the selection that says Outline. So it's right here on this little one here. If you don't have the same icon, just roll over the icons here to find out which one says Outline. So we're going to click Outline. Once we've hit that, you'll notice all of a sudden that things seem to change. I want you to take a look over on the left-hand side at the stroke, right over here, and at the fill. You'll see there's no color there. So what we want to do is put that back to magenta. So we're going to go up to our swatches at the top and change that back to the magenta color. And now everything's to the right color and everything's been trimmed out. So we're going to click anywhere just to deselect. Click twice if you need to. Now, if we can look at these lines, we can see that they look like they're individual. They're not a whole path that's closed. So if we click on one of these, they're grouped right now. So we need to ungroup those first. So click on it, it'll select everything, then right-click on the actual object, not in the blank space, and go to ungroup. Now you can click anywhere to deselect again. Now when we click on one of the lines, it's an independent line. If we hit delete here, which you don't have to, but I just want to show you, if you hit delete here, you'll see that there's no secondary line on there. So we've gotten rid of our lines over lines. So this will not be an issue now for the laser cutter at all. It won't have any flammability issues whatsoever. But what we've done is we've gotten rid of all those double lines or lines over lines. So we're going to return that line. Hit Control Z if you've done that, just to get it back. And then we need to see our text and our circles. So in order to do that, to bring those back, we're going to go up to the top menu. We're going to go Object, Show All, and you'll see that everything else has returned. Click anywhere to deselect, and everything looks great. So one last thing you want to do. Sometimes these colors, for this, you really do have a full outside line here. So where I'm tracing with the mouse right here, this is really considered the outside line or the outside cut or the outside border. And everything within it, honestly, is considered the interior. So one thing we do have to do that we've kind of jumped ahead on is we need to change all these interior lines that aren't on the outside border. We need to change them to dark blue. So we're going to undo the last command by hitting Control Z or Command Z. And that's just going to hide everything back. If you need to hide everything again, if that doesn't work, again, you can just select one of the objects, go to Select, Same, Color Stroke, and then it will hide that. But we were able to get out of the command with Control Z or Command Z. So now that everything's independent, and we've ungrouped them, we're going to use our direct selection tool or our selection tool and go to this corner here. Don't go all the way to the bottom, but go to the center of this tablet. We're going to click on that center, click and hold, drag up to the left, and we're going to go to the center of the top tablet on the left. Then we're going to release our mouse. So now we've selected everything on the interior of that border. We want to change that to the dark blue color because that is considered our inside cuts. So what we'll do is we'll go up to the top left to our swatches and change to dark blue. This dark blue color is actually cut before any other full cuts are cut. So the magenta is the last thing that's cut on the laser. It recognizes the dark blue as the first full cutout it has to do, and then it'll recognize the magenta as the second full cutout it has to do. The reason for that is because if we cut out everything just kind of all at once, the material shifts in the laser cutter. So in order for this shift of material not to happen, and to get it as precise as possible, we consider things that are cut inside of an area compared to things that are cut on the outside. So you can click anywhere to deselect. I have to click a couple times, and now you'll see all of our lines of that dark blue color that need to be dark blue. Now if you go up to the top menu, go to Object, Show All, we get our text and our blue circles back. Just click anywhere to deselect, and there are all your tablets. So save your file with your name and tablets on it. Make sure you save as you go also. You are welcome to watch this tutorial as many times as you need. However, this should be something that you create and not just watch. So go step by step if you need to, rewind if you need to also. One thing with the laser cutter, initially your line weight is in, go top left here, is in 1 point. We actually need to change that to 0.01. So one last thing left. We're going to select everything. We're going to click at the bottom right, go up to the top left, select everything. Then we're going to change in the top left here on the menu options up top. We're going to change this stroke point to 0.01. And it'll seem like the text disappears. And then hit enter. It's just that the yellow doesn't show up very well, but it's there. So now it's ready to laser cut. The other items will not show up if the line weight is not appropriate. If it's not 0.01, the laser will not recognize it. So that last change has to be done. Go ahead and save your file. I'm working in CS5. You can go over to File, Save, or Save As. You want to make sure that your file is saved as a CS6. So I'm going to show you how to down save. So we'll hit Save. We'll take this computer just a minute to save this. And it will give us the option of actually down saving it. We'll hit Save As. Okay, so we had saved over the template. So make sure you save as, name it. So we're going to name it tablet. And then I'm going to put my first name on it. Make sure you name it tablet. Put your first name and last name, because some of you guys have the same first name. And then we're going to hit save. And we want to down save, and you will want to down save. The laser cutter computer does not read Creative Cloud files. So in this case, I'm in CS5. When you're in Creative Cloud, if you click the down menu here, you should see a CS6. I don't see it here because I'm in CS5. I'm in a later version than what currently is on some of the computers. So you want to just make sure if you're in Creative Cloud that you down save to CS6. For now, for me, this is what I need, so I'm going to hit OK. So that's it for this tutorial. Hope it was really helpful, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys create. There's also other ways in which you create tablets in different shapes, and if you are interested in that, just please get with me, and I can give you some instruction on that. Thank you.